looking out this.
Help, I'm pushing up, I'm pushing up.
Rotate. Bruno, they're rotating back, they're rotating back, they're rotating back.
They're gonna go, just rotate, guys, just rotate, give it up, just give it up.
Right.
Nice, rotate.
Greetings, everybody. Sound the alarm. This is an emergency episode of The Rotation with Zhack. Now, I promise you, we're going to get to episode 10 of The Rotation where I break down the stage 2 major and everything that happened. But let me tell you, the timeline was spicy as can be yesterday, and you all know why. It is because LAN is back. It had been teased all day yesterday that we were getting LAN back from left, right, and straight down mid-map. Everybody was throwing out tweets that LAN is back, can't wait to get back to LAN, and all it did for me was just bring back memories. My mind went straight to the Hilton Bar in Anaheim, having drinks with players, fans, everybody who was there, and cheering on at Call of Duty events, front row in the VIP, buying merch, going to the scuff booth, playing in tournaments, watching open bracket runs, and it just gave me goosebumps and made me feel warm inside because we have all waited so long for LAN to be back, and finally, just a little bit of hope is right there. This means so much to everybody. I got to show you guys what was happening on Twitter yesterday and how all of this came about. So let's get that screen up so we can talk about all the posts, everything we saw, and what this means for the Call of Duty League. Now, let me start off by saying we have not seen an official statement from the Call of Duty League yet. But I feel like stuff would not be put into the atmosphere or on Twitter if there wasn't some sort of truth behind it. So the first thing I saw was Optic Chicago tweeting, "We'll see you soon, ... on LAN." And then they make this little back to LAN video, and I immediately checked my watch, and I went, okay, it's April 13th. April Fool's already happened. This can't be a joke, right? This cannot be a joke. Like, LAN is back. And then the comments and the tweets just started flooding in. Wait, is COD League coming back to LAN? Octane tweets, about damn time, get me out of my bedroom. CDL Intel, LAN is back. And then this raises a lot of talking points and topics. Liticoat himself, Slasher tweets, perfect timing for LAN to come back, huh? Can't make this up. Because he gets benched by the LA Thieves, and he is one of the most historically well-renowned, talented players on LAN in the Call of Duty League, and it just makes you wonder, are LA Thieves going to regret that decision now that we're coming back to LAN? We're going to break down a bunch more roster changes that were leaked and give my tier list of where teams are now that we could be back on LAN. And it's going to shake up some of the standings. I will tell you that right now. But we saw this, and then one of the main ones we saw across the timeline was this one. All the teams were generating their Call of Duty League tag, and it was saying, back to LAN. And it's like, whoa, is this app actually happening? So let me break down to you what this means for the Call of Duty League. We know that we have been online for basically like the past 2 years now. Oh, pretty much a full year and some change in the Call of Duty League. I know I have been an advocate and one to say you can't make excuses because I believe that you cannot. Like, everyone is competing under the same circumstances. Everyone has been playing online, and it's like you cannot be mad at the fact that stuff is happening because we're all on a level playing field. You know, most of us have moved to Texas. We're playing on good internet. We're playing together in a team house, team environment, team warehouse, whatever it may be. We're on the same central servers. Like, we're doing the best we can. Make an excuse like it's not there. But I will give it to you. On LAN, for those of you who don't know, there is like zero response time. When you make something happen, it happens. There's no getting joked on LAN. Like, when you're playing online and you think you pick up a kill, you get the first shot on someone, and then all of a sudden you just die, and you think, whoa, yo, I just got joked, and we lost a rotation, and now they get a full 60, and that caused us to lose the map. Stuff like that happens, that don't happen on LAN. We do not see those kind of situations arise when we're on LAN, and just the environment in general is going to be absolutely incredible. We don't know the details of anything yet. As I said, the Call of Duty League has not released an official statement. So we don't know if we are going to have viewers in person, spectators in arenas watching players compete on main stage, or if this will just be teams in a central location as it was when they went to Columbus to play at the MLG headquarters. Shout out Adam Epicella and his team, to where teams were competing in the stage playoffs to get seating and whatnot, where fans were not playing there, but they were just playing league matches. It could be like that, or we could see fans. I'm not sure if it's going back to where teams are hosting their stages in their home series on LAN and fans are going to be invited there. Because listen, pretty much at this point in time, everybody is going to have had the opportunity to get the vaccine and make that decision and stop the spread of COVID, make things safer. So with that being said, I mean, fans back in the MLB, NFL, NHL, people are attending games. I'm not sure how league operations of the Call of Duty League are going to take this, if we're going to see fans back, but it gives me just a glimpse of hope. I want to go to every single event. I want to fly out, go on LAN, record videos with players, casters, other personalities around the league, and I want to make content, and I want to watch Call of Duty in person. I want to see the best of the best competing on that specific environment where we know all of them are so comfortable, there's no excuses, and they want to make it happen. Plain and simple, that's what we all want. So if teams are going to be having home series and we are going to be able to attend these and get back out there and enjoy ourselves on LAN, that is incredible. I can only hope so much. We're still awaiting details to come out, but let's scroll along the timeline a little more. So Methods, who's been benched as well, and he's been a prominent figure in the Call of Duty League on LAN, horrific LAN players acting as if they're excited to see LAN back. I mean, what a meme that this guy has created with that beautiful face. How funny is that? He has such a good attitude about everything. And then on top of this, we're going to talk about more of this as well. As Zuma said, ladies and gentlemen, roster changes are going down. LAN is coming back. It is an exciting time for Call of Duty fans. Let me pause and talk about Zuma for a second. Shout out to you, my friend. I salute you. This guy had an injury that sidelined him for this entire season. You are so quick to forget that Zuma was going to be a starter for NYSL, and he would have fried a lot of these guys in the CDL. He was sidelined and set back by an injury to his hand and wrist area, and it was heartbreaking for all of us to see. But another guy who has a great attitude in the Call of Duty League, what did he do? He didn't sit down. He didn't pout in his room, in a dark room, and cry, even though he had every right to do so. What did Zuma do? He made the best of that opportunity that happened, and he said, listen, I'm not going to be able to compete, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to create incredible content and be a staple name in the Call of Duty League on the content side of things. The Flank has been doing incredible. On Twitch, he's nearing 10,000 subs. He may have surpassed it already, but he's getting 6, 7, 8, 9,000 viewers every time the Flank goes live. So shout out to you, Zuma. We are all striving to be just like you, creating content, making the Call of Duty League an entertaining place, and you are paving the way. So I salute you, I applaud you, and thank you for causing some competition between creators who have podcasts and who have these pieces in the Call of Duty League. I love you. I love what you're doing. Let's get you to talk on the rotation sometime, my friend. That's my shout out to Zuma. Now back to all these topics. We see Zed back on January 12th, say, I miss the good old days of LAN. And then he tweets, aha, cheers, cheers, cheers. We're coming back, baby. And we see so many more people. We're going to talk about all these roster changes shortly. But to sum it up, pretty much everybody has been talking about coming back to LAN. This one of my favorite, Simp and Abizi online versus Simp and Abizi on LAN. Because we know they did it back in Black Ops 4. And then we saw what happened. They made it all the way to the finals in MW, and they won the Stage 1 Major in Black Ops Cold War. So it is going to be insane what happens when LAN comes back. All we're going to get is excitement. We're going to get players and fans alike going crazy. So my take to sum things up on LAN. I am so excited to get it back. The environment is better for the fans. It's better for the players, the competition, the Call of Duty League, hell, just to operate and put together a broadcast. It's so much easier when they have the broadcast booth or the truck, whatever they operate out of on LAN. It's so much easier to do that and put together a grade A broadcast than it is to do it remotely. There's so many challenges and hoops they have to jump through right now. It'll make things so much easier to be on LAN. So I hope that we can get back in person. Let me buy my VIP ticket to Champs right now, because you know I am going to be there enjoying every single moment of LAN. I hope that we get fans back, but at the bare minimum, to make the competition the best of the best, let's get players back in competing like they were when they were doing it, competing for playoff seeding, when it was just them in Columbus for a couple of weeks playing their matches, no fans there. If that's the bare minimum that we can have right now, so I can stop hearing everyone complain about online, give it to me. I'll take it. But I'm vaccinated. Everyone has the shot to get there. Let's get in person soon enough here so we can watch some Call of Duty in person, share some drinks, hang out with the players, and have a grand old time. LAN is back, baby. Like, it has been leaked from all these teams. I'm still waiting on one last thing, and that is for the Call of Duty League to release an official statement. Hopefully that is coming within the next few days, but for now, that is all we have on LAN, and that is why we have this emergency rotation with Zhack popping up. Like I mentioned, I have recorded episode 10. It's ready to go live. That is my recap of the Stage 2 Major, all those takes I have there, but this one is more important. It's the emergency rotation. We got things to talk about, a couple more to come upon before we end this emergency episode, and that is stuff just like this that you see on your screen. Let me get a sip of my coffee here to get going. Roster changes and things that have come up in the past couple of days. So the biggest one here is that Paris, they came out, they benched Fire. He tweeted it. They came out and said something. So he was down, and how quick to get that roster decided. Temp, his contract terminated with the LA Thieves, and then quickly after that, it was announced, welcome Temp to the Paris Legion. They make that roster change, and he's the first one to come back. He was benched by the LA Thieves down in the Challenger scene. Nope, straight back into the Call of Duty League. Shout out to Temp, man. Big stuff for him, and I think a lot more storylines are coming up with the roster changes, and we have a few to talk about right here. So that first one with Temp to Paris, it's big, because a lot of people have faith in Temp, and we know we're all waiting on him to break through, win that big major championship and those tournaments, because he's performed so well over time and has just yet to win that big dynamic tournament. I think him going on to this Paris roster to join with a couple of those guys, I mean, Scraps being the biggest staple name of that roster, it's huge. They gave the rookie a chance. It didn't work out with Fire. Now you get Temp. The next one, and I talk about this in episode 10 of the rotation, is the fact that Hydra, now that NYSL got bopped out really early in the Stage 2 Major, Hydra is probably going to get his chance to start in the league, because they underperformed. We knew that they were a T4 team after the Stage 1 Major, and in Stage 2 we had high expectations for them, and, well, they kind of fell flat and fell short there. Hydra has been this praised name that everyone has said he's going to be gross, he's going to be nasty, get him in the league, but we hadn't found a spot for him because the guys of NYSL were competing at the highest level and performing very well. But now they fell short in the Stage 2 Major. I think this is the chance that Hydra gets for New York. I'll be interested to see what happens with the roster. And the next one that comes into fruition that happened strictly, like straight after the Stage 2 Major, was Slacked put on the bench, and I made a tweet about this. So the Mutineers, they've been looking right here, as you can see it from Intel. Shout out to them. Havoc, Yeez, Decimate, and then I saw Nato also, a.k.a. Saints, being teased as one of the guys who could step into that Florida role. But I popped out this tweet as well. This is how the Mutineers have to be feeling after hearing LAN is back, and they just bench Slacked. Because Slacked, like 4v4 LAN Slacked equals championships. He has won pretty much every year that 4v4 has been around when it's on LAN. He is a difference maker. Just something about Slack makes a team perform so well, and they just hit different. So I don't know if Florida are going to be regretting this, but those are the main roster changes that have popped out so far. But let me tell you, I would love to see Havoc back in the mix, because we know that Gen G team with him, Mox, Envoy, Nagafin, those guys, they performed hella good in Black Ops 4 on LAN, and Havoc has proven it. He's a great search and destroy player. His respawns have improved over time. I want to see him get another shot in the Call of Duty League, and we just may have that happen as Stage 3 starts with the Florida Mutineers. I'm excited for all this to happen. As you can tell, I'm talking about it left and right, and what this means now that LAN is coming back, we got to break it down. What do we think is going to happen to these Call of Duty League teams now that LAN is back? We got the tier list, and we have a lot to talk about, because to break it down to you simply, there's a big difference between online and in-person on LAN. This is what we're going to end the video on today. It's going to be the tier list. Hey, Murph, buddy, Murph, stop licking. Lay down. You're okay, buddy. The people don't want to hear that on the rotation, all right? Okay, so we're going to break down this list of where I think teams will stand now that LAN is back and it is present. The no-brainer here early on, we're starting with the Atlanta FaZe. I think they're an S-tier team on LAN. Simp, Abizi, Celium, and Arcides, these guys have proven themselves. Online in Black Ops 4, on LAN. Historically, we know Arcides have been great with E United. He's shown it again now online with the Atlanta FaZe. He can perform incredibly well on LAN, and he will make a difference. What you could say in that final series against the Toronto Ultra in the Stage 2 major final, Arcides could have underperformed there. I think LAN benefits him and helps him out. Another team that you look to see, the Dallas Empire, I think they hop up to that AS tier range now that we have LAN back. Crim is disgusting. We got to wait to see a little bit of Shotzi, Illy. We know Hook is absolutely incredible there. I think the Empire, they've been a little bit lackluster through Stage 2. Like, they're one of the teams who we thought we were going to be dominant and just fly through and be in the final, them versus FaZe every time. They've gotten beat a couple times now. I think LAN helps them out. The Florida Mutineers, it depends on the roster they put together. I don't know about Neptune, and I don't know what their final is going to be. I hover them in the A to B range, because if they get Havoc on that roster, I think they could hop up to an A-tier team, because you have Skies and Awakening. Neptune, I don't know how he'll perform on LAN. I haven't seen him there. I think that he's a nasty talent. I think that Neptune is gross, so we'll see what happens with him. But with Havoc, I think that the Mutineers can make a big wave. I'd love to see a lot of those other Gen G guys get a chance. I want to see Mox back into the league. I want to see Nagafin back into the league. And those guys may get a chance. We still have 3 stages to play. A lot of opportunity for them to hop in. LA Gorillas, if you break down this team, I'm going to put them, hover them right now in the B and A range. But let's take a look at breakingpoint.gg. Shout out to them. This roster is historically a LAN team, and it depends if they make a roster change, because we saw different players scrimming with them. But Apathy, Assault, Vivid, and Silly. Vivid we haven't really seen there yet, but Assault, Apathy, and Silly, like we know in World War II, Silly did it. He wins champs there. Like these guys, those 3, they're a dominant team on LAN, and I think a lot of you guys are going to call me crazy here, but I think the LA Gorillas, they can be an A-tier team on LAN. They were dangerous in Black Ops 4. I think they can be dangerous again in Black Ops Cold War. LA Thieves, they started to perform. They made that incredible losers bracket run here. We just have to see what happens. You have Tej, Kenny, Draza, and then Venom. I mean, those guys performed extremely well. They played incredibly well, made the losers bracket run, but now, as we transition to LAN, are they a team that get favored by that environment? We'll have to wait and see. I think they can be one. Now we take a look at the London Royal Ravens to see what happens to them. This is another one of those rosters where I think it can be a toss-up either way because we've seen so many different guys compete with them. We got Paul X, Shawnee, Zed, Dylan, Alex, Parasite. All those guys have broken through. And, you know, they struggled. They got knocked out in the first round of the major. So right now it's Dylan, Paul X, Shawnee, and Zed. We know Paul X, as far as the Call of Duty League or World League, anything like that, he hasn't seen a spot on LAN. So with these guys, I think they're opportunistic. I think they have a chance to shine. But right now, I'm putting them where they are in the C tier to start. I don't think I can get hate from that because it's just the fact of the matter. There's question marks around them. They haven't performed in that Stage 2 major. They got knocked out right away. Another one of those teams that you have to watch out for now that LAN is back. The guys from Optic Chicago. They are right around that A to S tier, in my opinion. I think that Scump and Formal benefit greatly from it. And I think a lot of excuses and maybe on the style of play that these guys have in Dashy and Envoy, it's make or break for them. We know that you haven't enjoyed playing online, so prove it. Come on LAN and prove that you're an S-tier team. I'm going to put them there because I think with Scump and Formal, that's where they shine. As for the Paris Legion, the big roster change that has just been announced with Temp, he's been one of those well-renowned names online, or on LAN, excuse me, and I think this is another team that benefits strongly. Classic, Aqua, Scraps, and Temp, that sounds pretty dangerous to me, and I'm giving these guys a lot of hope. I put them around the B to A tier range because I think they can perform as one of the best teams if you give them the opportunity. And now that we go back to LAN, they're going to be gross. I have a feeling that Paris Legion could shock the world. Scraps is inspired, and those other three guys that I just mentioned, they've been historically great on LAN. Now for one of my favorites here. I liked it better with Major Maniac, but I think Standy can prove himself. Minnesota Rocker. I have loved this roster throughout the Call of Duty League, and I love it even more now that we're back on LAN. Attach the youngest champion in the world. You look at Lamar, a.k.a. Accuracy. He was a beast in World War II, and now you get him back, boots on the ground on LAN. You better watch out. Now you bring Standy to the mix and Priesta as well. The Minnesota Rocker as a LAN team, their roster, they hover around A and S to me. They're right there with the Dallas Empire where they can hover A to S. The LA Gorillas, I think they're a hard A. Florida, depending on who they get for the roster change, could be an A. This one could shock you, but I firmly believe it. The Seattle Surge, I think this benefits them more than any other team from where they are. Octane, Gunless, Priesta, and Looney. These guys have won championship after championship on LAN. And they perform better. The fact of the matter is, it's the truth. Some guys, they perform better. I'm not going to say they're straight up onliners, but some guys perform better online than they do on LAN. The Seattle Surge are one of those rosters where I think this could change the game for them. This could put them to a top, up to T6 team or even better. Up to the top 4 as we see the Stage 3 major. LAN benefits the Seattle Surge heavily, and they're going to be one of my favorite teams to watch if the Call of Duty League announces that we're going to be there. A couple of the teams left that I think LAN could maybe not benefit just because they have young guys who haven't been there before. We don't know who's getting benched for Hydra yet, but we haven't seen Hydra on LAN. We know Clay is going to perform well. We don't know what else happens with these guys in this roster. I think I put NYSL in the B tier because there's just question marks. You know Clay's going to perform on LAN, plain and simple. We don't know where Hydra's going to fit in. We don't know if it's going to be Mac or Asim, and how Diamondcon, a rookie, is going to play on LAN. There's question marks. I have to wait for them to prove to me that they're going to compete against these other teams who I think will benefit from LAN. Next up, just solely because they won the Stage 2 major, but I don't know what can happen from LAN here with the Toronto Ultra. Bance is going to be great. Insight, I don't know. Kleenex and Cammy, they had a little bit of time, but most of the season in MW and now they played online. They are talented enough, though, and just strictly because they just won the Stage 2 Major, I put them in A. Otherwise, I would hover them towards B, I would say. This is my tier list of how it works and how I group the teams based off of LAN and what I think happens. Let me know what you guys think. At Zhack16 on Twitter, on social media, and watching this on YouTube, looking at it and listening on Spotify as well. Plain and simple, as it shakes down and breaks down, ladies and gents, it's been leaked that the Call of Duty League is coming back to LAN. I could not be more excited. I hope that you feel the exact same. I hope that we get in-person events. I hope champs at the bare minimum. I get to fly out, buy a ticket, go VIP, create content, and be on LAN. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in to the emergency episode of The Rotation with Zhack. We talk LAN, we talk roster changes. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcast at Zhack16, and YouTube at Zach Warhack. It's been a blast talking with you guys yet again, and we'll see you next time. Peace.